Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another day of Finding Hope Through Faith. I'm your host, Daniel, and today we're going to get back into Numbers. So, the Numbers is quite a long chapter in the Bible. It's got a lot of specifics about what things cost, or what things should be cost, what things should be, and people doing things, and specific tasks. So, last time we were together, we were talking about how it's one thing for the wife to cheat, but it's something completely different when the husband does. The two are not the same, which is not okay. But we're going to get more into Numbers and see what we can figure out. And I'm going to start a little bit back and go forward, and then I'll talk about as I go. All right. So hope everybody's doing well today, and hope everybody had a good weekend for sure. All right. So, all right. Now this is the law of the Nazarite. When the days of his separation and dedication are fulfilled, he shall bring the offering to the doorway of the tent of meeting. Now this is one, let's see. Oh, this is when the separation for the man and his wife, I believe. Yep, we're going to go from there. Okay. And he shall offer his gift to the Lord, one male lamb as a year old without blemish as a burnt offering, and one female lamb a year old without blemish as a sin offering, and a ram without blemish as a peace offering, and a basket of unleavened bread cakes of fine flour mixed with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread spread with oil, along with their grain offering and the drink offering. And the priest shall present them before the Lord, and shall offer the person's sin offering and his burnt offering. He shall also offer a ram as a sacrifice of peace offerings to the Lord. Together with a basket of unleavened bread, the priest shall offer also its grain offering and its drink offering. The Nazarite shall shave his dedicated head at the doorway of the tent of meeting, and take the dedicated hair of his head and put it on fire, which is under the sacrifice of the peace offerings. The priest shall take the boiled shoulder of the ram and one unleavened ring-shaped loaf out of the basket, and one unleavened flat cake, and shall put them on the hands of the Nazarite after he has shaved his dedicated hair. Then the priest shall wave them as a wave offering before the Lord. They are a holy portion for the priest, together with the breast that is waved and the thigh that is offered by lifting up. And afterward the Nazarite may drink wine. This is the law for the Nazarite who vows his offering to the Lord for his separation, besides what else he is able to afford according to the vow which he has vowed, so shall he according to the law for his separation and abstinence. Okay, I'm not sure. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, This is the way you shall bless the Israelites. Say to them, The Lord bless you and keep you, protect you, sustain you, and guard you. The Lord make his face shine upon you with favor, and be gracious to you, surrounding you with loving kindness. The Lord lift up his countenance as the face upon you with divine approval, and give you peace, a tranquil heart and life. That's good. He wants you to have prosperity, but only when you follow his rules. So Aaron and his sons shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. On the day that Moses had finished setting up the tabernacle, and had anointed and consecrated it and all of its furniture, and the altar and all its utensils, he also anointed them and consecrated them for holy use. Then the leaders of Israel, the heads of their fathers' households, made offerings. These were the leaders of the tribes. They were the ones who were over the men who were numbered. They brought their offering before the Lord, 6 covered carts and 12 oxen, a cart for each 2 of the leaders, and an ox for each one. And they presented them before the tabernacle. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Accept these things from them, so that they may be used in service in the tent of meeting, and give them to the Levites, to each man according to his service. So Moses took the carts and the oxen and gave them to the Levites. He gave 2 carts and 4 oxen to the sons of Gershon, according to their service in transporting the tabernacle. And he gave 4 carts and 8 oxen to the sons of Merari, according to their service in transporting the tabernacle, under the supervision of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the high priest. But to the sons of Kohath he gave nothing, because they were assigned the care of the holy things which they carried on their shoulders when the tabernacle was moved. The leaders offered the dedication sacrifices for their altar on the day that it was anointed. They were offered their sacrifice before the altar. Then the Lord said to Moses, Let them present their offerings, 1 leader each day, for the dedication of the altar. Now, the one who presented his offering on the first day was Nahshon, the son. I'm going to have to look it up. Aminadab, of the tribe of Judah. And his offering was 1 silver dish, the weight of which was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. 1 bowl of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb 1 year old as a burnt offering, 1 male goat as a sin offering. And for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs 1 year old. This was the offering of Nahshon, the son of Aminadab, from the tribe of Judah. Okay, this is going to keep going. Basically, it's just telling you what they did. Okay. So it's like every day was a different person, and every day it shows you what they were. So it's going to be, I'm going to skip past this part because I feel like it's not pertaining to what I'm looking for. So if you want to read it, it's going to be Numbers 6, 20 through, wait, no, it's not it. It's going to be 7, and it's going to be 11 through, pages. Okay. Ooh. And it keeps going. It's just all of what they offered. I guess this was like it gets into okay. It goes from all the way to 8, all the way to 7. Let's see, 784 is what it where it goes. So if you want to read that, feel free. I'm just going to skip past it because this is not really what I'm looking for. I don't need the accounts of everything. I want to figure out what this is all about. So that's the whole goal. Anyway. And for the sacrifice of peace let's keep going. This is the dedication offering for the altar for the leaders of Israel on the day when it was anointed. 12 dishes of silver, 12 silver basins, 12 golden bowls. Let's see. Nope, it's going to keep going. Okay, now we're on to 89. Now when Moses went to the tent of meeting to speak with the Lord, he heard the voice speaking to him from above the mercy seat that was on the ark of testimony, from between the 2 cherubim. He spoke by special revelation to him. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and say to him, When you set up and light the lamps, the 7 lamps will shine in front of the lampstand. And Aaron did so. He set up the lamps at the front of the lampstand, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Now this was the workmanship of the lampstand. Okay, so talking about all of it, because I remember we talked about that. And when he told them how to set it up. And then again, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the sons of Israel and cleanse them. This is what you shall do to them, ceremonially. Cleanse them. Sprinkle the water of purification on them, and let them use a razor over their whole body and wash their clothes, and they will be clean. Then let them take a young bull and its grain offering for fine flour mixed with oil. You shall take another young bull as a sin offering. You shall present the Levites before the tent of meeting, and you shall also assemble the whole congregation of the children of Israel, and present the Levites before the Lord. And the Israelites shall lay their hands on the Levites. Aaron shall present the Levites before the Lord as a wave offering from the Israelites, so that they may perform the service to the Lord. Then the Levites shall lay their hands on the heads of the bulls. Then you are to offer the one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering to the Lord to make atonement for the Levites. You shall have the Levites stand before Aaron and the sons and present them as a wave offering to the Lord. Thus you shall separate the Levites from among the Israelites, and the Levites shall be mine. Okay. Then after that, the Levites may go in to serve the tent of meeting, but you shall cleanse them first and present them as a wave offering. At least he's not telling them to kill them, so that's good. For they are holy, given to me from among the Israelites. I have taken them for myself instead of all who are born first, the firstborn of all of the Israelites. For the firstborn among the Israelites are mine, among the men and among the animals. On the day that I struck down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified and set the Israelites apart for myself. And I have taken the Levites instead of every firstborn among the Israelites. I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the Israelites to perform the service of the Israelites at the tent of meeting, and to make atonement for them, so that there will be no plague among the Israelites if they should approach the sanctuary. Thus Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did these things to the Levites, in accordance with all that the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so the Israelites did to them. The Levites too purified themselves from sin and washed their clothes. And Aaron presented them as a wave offering before the Lord, and Aaron made atonement for them to cleanse them. After that, the Levites went in to perform their service in the tent of meeting before Aaron and his sons, just as the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so they did to them. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, This is what applies to the Levites from 20 years old and upwards. They shall enter to perform service in the work of the tent of meeting. But at the age of 50 years they shall retire from their service of the tabernacle work and serve no longer. They may assist their brothers in the tent of meeting to keep an obligation, but they shall do no heavy or difficult work. Thus you shall with the Levites concerning their obligations. Well, that's nice. I mean, if they make it that long, anyway, they make it that long. They may not. 50 years is kind of old in those days. I mean, it's old now, shoot. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they had come out of the land of Egypt, saying, The sons of Israel are to keep the Passover at its appointed time. On the 14th day of this month at twilight, you shall keep it at its appointed time. According to all its statutes and ordinances, you shall keep it. So Moses told the Israelites to observe the Passover. They observed the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at twilight in the wilderness of Sinai. In accordance with all that the Lord had commanded Moses, so the Israelites did. But there were certain men who were ceremonially unclean because of touching the dead body of a man. So they could not observe the Passover on that day, so they came before Moses and Aaron the same day. Those men said to Moses, We are ceremonially unclean because of touching a dead body. We are being restrained from presenting the Lord's offering at its appointed time among the Israelites. Therefore Moses said to them, Wait, and I will listen to what the Lord will command concerning you. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Say to the Israelites, Any one of you or of your descendants becomes ceremonially unclean because of touching a dead body, or is in a distant journey, he may, however, observe the Passover to the Lord. Well, that's good, because somebody has to handle the dead people. And the people that do that, they deserve special treatment because it takes a special type of person to handle dead people. Not everybody can do it. and to keep them completely separated from that. It's not fair. On the 14th day of the second month, 30 days later, at twilight, they shall observe it. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until morning, nor break any of its bones. In according with all the statutes of Passover, they shall observe it. But the man who is ceremonially clean and is not on a journey and yet does not observe the Passover, that person shall be cut off from among his people, excluding him from the atonement made for them, because he did not bring the Lord's offering at its appointed time. That man will bear the penalty of his sin. If a stranger lives among you as a resident alien and observes the Passover to the Lord in accordance with his statutes and its ordinances, so shall he do. You shall have one statute, both for the resident alien and for the native of the land. Interesting. Now on that day, the tabernacle was erected. The cloud of God's presence covered the tabernacle, that is a tent of testimony, and in the evening it was over the tabernacle, appearing like a pillar of fire until the morning. So it was continuously, the cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. Whenever the cloud was lifted from over the tent, afterward the Israelites would set out, and in the place where the cloud stopped, there the Israelites would camp. At the Lord's command, the Israelites would journey on, and at his command they would camp. As long as the cloud remained over the tabernacle, they remained camped. Even when the cloud lingered over the tabernacle for many days, the Israelites could keep their obligation to the Lord and not set out. Sometimes the cloud remained only a few days over the tabernacle, and in accordance with the command of the Lord, they remained camped. Then, at his command, they set out. If sometimes the cloud remained over the tabernacle from evening until morning, when the cloud was lifted in the morning, they would journey on, whether in the day or the night. Whether the cloud was lifted, they would set out. Whether it was 2 days or a month or a year that the cloud of the Lord's presence lingered over the tabernacle, staying above it, the Israelites remained camped and did not set out. But when it was lifted, they set out. And the command of the Lord they camped. And the command of the Lord they journeyed on. They kept their obligation to the Lord in accordance with the command of the Lord through Moses. I mean, he wants to keep them safe, obviously. That's what it seems like. It's like where the cloud goes, you go. It's like when I move, you move. So, I mean, that heat and that sun is brutal, man. I imagine it's quite hot. Imagine it's probably over 100 degrees there in the direct sun. Obviously, they have water. They have enough. But it's pretty hot. You only cover yourself so much. That heat exhaustion. Then the Lord spoke further to Moses, saying, Make 2 trumpets of silver. You shall make them of hammered work. You shall use them to summon the congregation and to have the camps move out. When both are blown, all the congregation, that is, all adult males, shall gather before you at the doorway of the tent of meeting. However, if a single trumpet is blown, then the leaders, heads of the tribes of Israel, shall gather themselves to you. When you blow an alarm, the camps on the east side shall set out. When you blow an alarm the second time, then the camps on the south side shall set out. They shall blow an alarm. So it's basically just, this is how they're going to do it. This is good. Got to have people together. Lets them know, I mean, it makes sense. The sons of Aaron, the priest, shall blow the trumpets, and the trumpets shall be for you a perpetual statute throughout your generations. So I guess that's what the bells are out in churches. Instead of doing trumpets, they use bells now, because that's kind of like a call to prayer, at least for Christians anyway. When you go to war in your land against the enemy that attacks you, then sound the alarm with the trumpets, so that you may be remembered before your Lord God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. Also in the day of rejoicing, which makes sense, because you see, I know, a lot of movies and stuff where they blow trumpets and stuff before going into war. Maybe that's the signification of that. That's pretty interesting. Also in the day of rejoicing and in your appointed feast at the beginning of your months, you shall sound the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifice of your peace offerings They shall be a reminder of you before your God. I am the Lord your God. It's very interesting. So I feel like he's got a specific plan that was doing this, because it's like these are very specific. So he's like laying out the groundwork for how how God wants their society to be. Like all of the rules for the society. This deity is giving people these rules, which is great because people need rules. Or, you know, you have bedlam and nobody wants that. But I feel like the more detailed it is, the more you can't say I didn't tell you so, right? So, and I imagine it takes a lot. Not normal people can't. It takes so many people to come up with all these rules, but there's just one deity telling him about them all. So, just great. It takes kind of like he's the dad and he's telling you what to do. Anyway, so we're going to dive in more to Numbers next time. Thank you for coming to see me. I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day.